Hi guys, Ashley here, also known as the H. Lee fan. So today, since I haven't made a video lately, I wanted to make a video about my unpopular opinions about the Vampire Diaries. Now, for you guys who don't know what Vampire Diaries is, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows what it is, this is a show about two brothers who turn back to Mystic Falls, and they both fall in love with the same girl. There's more than that, but if you want it short, sweet, it's pretty much what it is. This is one of my favorite shows of all time. And the show ended on a good note, but there were some ups and downs, and I have some unpopular opinions here. I wrote down 11 unpopular opinions, and I want to express my feelings out to the people who are Vampire Diaries fans, and I'm hoping that some of you will agree with me on some of these opinions. My first unpopular opinion is that Damon should have been the main villain in season 1. After rewatching the show, I realized that the writers really dropped the ball on a lot of stuff that I thought was kind of unnecessary. Damon should have been the main villain in season 1. They dropped that because they wanted to do something. They wanted to start the love triangle so quickly, which, in my opinion, I think was a mistake. But I'm gonna keep that separate because I plan on making a video why I think they made the love triangle a little too early. But don't get me wrong, it's probably one of the best love triangles to ever happen on TV. But I do think they developed it a little too early. They decided to drop the ball with Damon and make I don't remember her name, Vicky. They decided to make Vicky a villain and make, I don't even know the girl's name. I can't. Anna and her mom, all the vampires from the tube. They decided to make them from the tomb all villains, and they just decided to end that all with Damon, which I think, in my opinion, he should have been the main villain because when he was doing villain things, it was really enjoyable to watch. Not saying that the other people weren't enjoyable. It's just that he had more motivation to be the villain. I don't want to say the entire season, but majority of the season, he should have been the villain. Halfway through season 1, he should have been the villain, and he really wasn't the villain for that long. I think it was really cut short. Sorry. The seasons without Elena were hard to watch. They kind of had some storylines. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I really hated season 7. It was a chore to watch, and it just wasn't all that enjoyable like the other seasons were. Season 8 was a pickup. It was good, but I honestly think that the season was only good because of the season finale. Honestly, to tell you the truth, it's not that I didn't care for anything else that happened in episodes. It's just that season finale really did end on a good note for the show. But I do think Elena was the glue to the show that kept it. I'm not gonna say interesting because there were other characters that kept it interesting, but she was the glue. The show was about her, and when she left, it just felt like they lost all that spark. And then one of the main writers, Kevin, he left the show because he just couldn't take any more of Lily Peck's terrible writing. I'm not gonna say terrible. She's kind of like an inconsiderate writer. Like, she does one good thing and then she does one bad thing and then she decides to drop it. She's not bad because she's definitely made this show, and it's definitely one of the best shows to ever be made in the decade. But I do think that seasons without Elena were hard to watch and they just weren't as good as the other seasons. So, number 3, I do not ship Damon and Bonnie. I know people ship them. I think if they would become a couple, it wouldn't make any sense. It would feel forced, honestly. Yeah, they had chemistry, but Damon is way too in love with Elena for that to happen, and Bonnie is too much of a loyal friend for that to happen. Yeah, they had chemistry, but them being a couple, which just felt forced to me, and I don't ship them. Number 4, Elena was a good character until she became a vampire. She was really annoying. I think when Elena became a vampire, all of her bad traits really made her unlikable in seasons 4 and 5. She became a good character again in season 6, but seasons 4 and 5, I absolutely hated her. She just didn't care about anything besides Damon. Damon. She broke up with Stefan and got together with Damon. She slept with Damon without even considering Stefan's feelings. Like, she was just doing bad things and stupid things, and it made me hate her. She wasn't herself. When she was a human in seasons 1, 2, 3, she was actually more enjoyable as a character. Like, I wanted to be on her side. But in the other seasons, in seasons 4 or 5, I absolutely hated her actions and I didn't like her at all. Besides when she was her no humanity self. That's probably the only time I felt any kind of liking towards her. But season 4, I absolutely hated her guts. In season 5, don't get me on season 5. Elena, just know that when she was a vampire, she was not a good character. Um, Number 5. No, I don't want anyone to hate me, but sorry. um, I think Stefan is a better character than Damon, and also the better brother. Now, I know a lot of people like Damon more. I'm not really that big of a fan on Damon. He's funny, and yeah, his character development is good. But I find Stefan's character development a lot more intriguing. I feel like Stefan has more depth to his character and everything like that. And when he's not in a relationship, he's more developed. I really feel like in season 1, Damon was developed more. You got to know why he was doing the things he's doing. And then in seasons 2, honestly, I feel like after season 1, everything just became about Elena. How Elena wanted to see him, how he was going to be for Elena, and it became all about Elena. It's like Damon really never really got the development that he really needed because of the stuff for Elena, in my opinion. I'm not really that big on Damon. Yeah, he's funny, he's humorous, he was. Ian Somerhalder is not good looking anymore. He was good looking. Yeah, he was everything that other bad boys should be. But I do feel like his whole brooding bad boy thing did feel kind of forced at first because, like, I didn't get it. But yeah, I mean, even at the end of the series, Stefan proved why he's a better brother and a better person. He sacrificed himself, something that Damon probably would have never done. Which, in my opinion, I don't think Damon would do. It's so many things about Stefan you can like more than Damon to me. And I'm more of a person who goes for the good guy over the bad guy. So, I don't know. I like Stefan more. And I know people like to say, oh, he's so boring and nice and blah, blah. But, I don't know. I like Stefan more. I always did. I always thought he was just not perfect because he definitely did have flaws. I mean, who doesn't? But he actually owned up to his flaws and his mistakes. Oh my demon. So, number 6. I do not ship Stefan and Caroline, as many people know now, and here's why. The relationship felt forced and it didn't feel special. I honestly feel like this relationship only happened because Stefan couldn't be with Elena. And yeah, him and Caroline did have chemistry in season 6, but then in season 7, nothing happened with them, and then in season 8 they get married. Like, that's just lazy. That's probably the most laziest writing I ever seen for a couple to get built up together. That was just really lazy, and I just couldn't really get behind them. Like I just said, it felt forced and it didn't feel special. Their chemistry kind of went down in season 7 and 8, and it just that's the spark they had in season 6 just did not feel there after that. So I don't ship them. Number 7, Klaus and Caroline should have been in game. I mean, they had chemistry. They kept throwing her and Tyler in our faces for 3 whole seasons when her and Klaus should have been a couple. I mean, that's all I really have to say. Her and Klaus had way stronger chemistry. They were really cute, but then he got his own spin off on the original, so it never happened. Which, in my opinion, all her and Tyler did was have sex, so it would have been nice if her and Klaus would have got together. Number 8, and I know people are going to hate me for saying this, but Bonnie was a boring character who didn't do much for me. I know a lot of people want to say, oh, Bonnie deserved more, da 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 da. But I realize a lot of people understand that because of her skin color. And, I understand that sometimes in a TV show that there's a character that you really like and you wish the writers would do more for them. But believe it or not, Bonnie got a lot of screen time over other characters who were really a better character than her. Um, I know a lot of people saying a lot of people like saying that she sacrificed herself a lot and everything like that, but she's a witch. Watch movies, watch shows. Witches are always sacrificing themselves, so I don't understand why that's even a problem to begin with. Yeah, her relationship with Jeremy felt like the filler. Her relationship with Enzo, I didn't really care much for. I mean, she's just so boring. There's really nothing about her personal life or anything that I find kind of interesting. Only thing about her is just that she has the whole witch thing. I find that interesting, but maybe if she was more deeper developed, maybe I could care for her more. But without a doubt, Caroline is a way better character than Bonnie. Um, Number 9, the writers didn't use Catherine right. Kind of like the same thing with Damon. Catherine was supposed to be the villain in season 2, but then that got pulled away and they made Klaus the villain, and they pretty much just misused her the entire season. And not even just season 2, just seasons in general. She was barely in season 3, she was barely in season 4, and they just really messed her up in season 5. That it just really sucked that they treated Catherine like that. She was a really good character, and she didn't deserve that. I'm just gonna say number 10 and 9 at the same time. Number 10, Damon and Elena were the worst couple on the show. Toxic, just toxic. I don't know how you like to say this. I don't ship Delana. I hate Delana. Their whole build up. Listen, this is the only thing I'll give this ship. Their build up was beautiful, simply beautiful. I prefer Selena's build up way more than her Damon's, but the relationship between Damon and Elena failed to impact on that build up. That's it. And I didn't like the fact that they ended up together because they didn't have chemistry after they got together. Their relationship was just really toxic and it didn't work for me. And this was just not right. Number 11, Steph and Elena were the best couple on the show and they should have been in game. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Selena was just pure. It was beautiful. It was perfect. And I don't use that word often, but they were just perfect for each other. And they were everything for the show. I feel like, in my opinion, they were the only couple that mattered to me. And when they broke up, I didn't care much for any other couple. So what should have happened is that Steph and Elena should get back together because they have more moments, more beautiful moments. They've always had their chemistry. Nina and Paul always had their spark. Nina and Ian didn't have their spark when they broke up. It is what it is. Selena is everything. I shoot Selena thick and through. Big Selena fan. And those are just my unpopular Vampire Diaries. I hope you agree with them. If you don't, that's fine. Either not, these have been my videos. Goodbye.